Hi everybody, Garrett Rosendahl, 5'2" Fence and Dirt. What we are looking at today is the WR Products Total Wash. I've been getting advertisements or receiving advertisements on my social media pages from this product and company for about the last year. I was pretty slow on pulling the trigger. I've looked at multiple videos online. None of them really seemed applicable to the tasks I had at hand. A lot of the videos seem unrealistic. They're trying to get massive globs of mud off. I wanted something that's going to get grease off and something that's going to give these machines a real clean look without having to break out this product, the Zep concentrated degreaser. And so I'm going to give this a shot and film a video that I think is applicable to a lot of people in my situation where you have equipment, you're trying to get grease off of it. Large clumps of mud, in my opinion, I've never used this, but in my opinion, a foaming wash is not going to get rid of large clumps of mud. You need a mechanical force such as a pressure washer. So I am not going to judge this product on its mud removal. I am strictly looking at it at light dirt and grease removal. So I have my Bobcat E40 over here. If you'll look, this has been on a job for about 2 weeks. You can see don't skimp on the grease. We grease every day. We're in a lot of dust. We were in a lot of mud with this machine, but this is what a machine looks like when it comes back to our yard. It's got plenty of grease on the pins and plenty of excess grease that's been pushed out and then coated with dust multiple times. So if you'll come over here, we got these large clumps of dirt and mud that are on there pretty good. Like I said earlier, I am not basing my judgment of this product on the removal of items like that. I'll be removing that with a shovel and pressure washer. But this light stuff, you can see this light stuff right in here. This will be, I think that's a fair test to see how this kind of bubbles that dust up. And then the last thing I want to look at on this machine is right here. So you get diesel spillover. It comes over, gets all dusty. It seems like you can wash this with a pressure washer, and then the next time you head out, there's going to be dust on this spot again, specifically this spot, because the pressure washer never does get the diesel fuel fully off. So those are the target areas that we're going to look at today. If it doesn't work, I'm going to let you know, and if it does, then I'm going to absolutely suggest that you buy this product. So I'm going to get the pressure washer fired up. I'm going to knock these bigger deposits of mud off, and then we will be attempting to spray this down and see how it does on the grease. Alrighty, so I got the big chunks off like I mentioned. I think that's the only way to really and fairly test this product, but I left dirt on it intentionally. So you can see there's still plenty of dirt up and in here. Lots of grease. We got dirt, mud on the windows. And then what I did I spent a couple 10-15 seconds pressure washing this junction here, and as you can see, you get the typical grease splattering everywhere, smearing, not actually getting removed but just getting relocated. Ideally I want to see that not happen with this product, and so I am going to load it up. The instructions are that I purchased their foam cannon with their kit. Put it on the bottle, spray it on, wait 60 seconds, do not let it dry, and then wash it off. So I'm going to get this thing saturated, actually me and my boy are, and get it saturated with the Total Wash off-road foam, and then start washing, and hopefully our minds are blown. Otherwise we're breaking out the Zep with the spray bottle. So we'll get her loaded up and get this thing looking like Snow White. So I just did the before and after for you. Did it work? Yes and no. Did it work as good as I expected or as good as it kind of was shown online? I personally don't believe so. Prime example of that is, here is this section of thin grease before I washed it and after, and it looks the same. Does it have degreasing properties? Yes, I believe it does. You can see that it did dissolve this thing. It appears so. Once it dries all the way, it appears that it got rid of the diesel film. It got rid of grime and dirt phenomenally. It really did bubble it off. I think it personally did make the overall cleaning of the machine a little easier. But is this thing, did I spray this down? And this is a low hour machine. This is a 112 hour machine. But did I spray this thing down and get rid of just a mass amount of grease deposits? No, I still had to get the pressure washer up close and personal, and perhaps the grease deposits were just too thick on a lot of this, but that's that thin section. I thinned that section out and smeared it as kind of my baseline of what I kind of expected to get rid of that stuff. And I let it sit on here for closer to 2 minutes as opposed to 1. What I'm going to do is I'm going to spray it again and see if maybe I need to do 2 of these. But it kind of does the typical, like, still have a film of bologna on the outside. So yeah, I can't say that I give it a thumbs down, but if we're going to rate it out of 10, it's definitely middle of the road right now. The diesel, diesel is great getting that off, and the dirt, but in terms of grease, I am not impressed. So I'm going to try it again, and if that doesn't work, then we're firing up the Zep, because I know that works 100%. In fact, I might spray one with Zep right now, just to test it. But so let me set the camera down. I'll be right back. Mm-hmm. Oh, good. So the Zep worked better. Just simply, it worked better. You can see our light grease deposit example. Heavy grease, much less, still not perfect. Down here, all gone. That's kind of the result I really expected out of the total wash. Now I do have chunks of grease and then some light grease areas, and I'm going to total wash this thing one more time in hopes that it at least takes those off, because those are loose, lightweight deposits and thin, and so I really want this to work. So we're going to give it another shot. Okay, so I gave it the second rinse with the Total Wash off-road product. At the end of the day, I cannot in good faith recommend this if you have machinery and if you want it to do what is advertised and say it's going to degrease and make your machine look like new and have the dealership asking you if you detailed the machine, no. That's a simple truth. Here's that thin grease spot again. That I had that little smear right there, super thin, could not get it off. Up here, this section here, I camped out here with the pressure washer after letting the product sit there for a long time. No, it did not take it off. I think it has very light degreasing properties. What did happen, which I'm not going to say it's related, but we pressure wash a lot of machines and we don't have decal failures, but we certainly did today. It's either a Bobcat problem, a total wash problem, or it's a me problem, but we don't tear up decals very often. We have, 6 machines in service, and this is the first time that we've lost a decal lately. And I don't know, I guess I'm a little bummed. I've washed this machine 3 times today as opposed to 1. I was really hoping it'd be a really fast turnaround. I would have been a lot better off if I just used my typical degreasing solution and then went and pressure washed it. But like I said, it does have light degreasing properties. It got rid of the diesel over here, which is great. Normally you can't just get rid of that with a pressure washer. It did leave, even after washing it, it leaves a little bit of a residue on everything. So I'm going to go through and wipe down the machine. So there, it's not touchless. And then, but it did lift dirt faster. It lifted dirt faster. I cannot argue that fact. But maybe I did something wrong. If you guys saw that I did something wrong, or if Total Wash or WR Products ends up seeing this and they want to say I did something wrong or try something different, by all means, because I bought 8 bottles of this stuff because I really was hoping it would work. And now I'm kind of just left with 8 bottles of stuff that I'm probably never going to use. But if you guys love the stuff and want a really good deal on 6 more bottles, hit me up in the comment section. Otherwise, yeah, I'll keep doing what I'm doing with ZEP or any form of degreaser, and then a pressure washer. I appreciate you guys watching the video. I would appreciate a subscription and a thumbs up. Helps us out. Trying to move towards getting monetized. A long ways to go, but no, we appreciate it. And if I hope this helps. If you're on the fence about buying the product, I just add this to the videos you watch during your research period. But thanks for watching. This is Garrett. I'll see you on the next one.